Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. As you can see, we don't have any bags sitting here yet, which is perfectly fine because today I'm going to do some de-influencing. We will be talking about bags. I'm going to walk through 10 bags that you might want to avoid if you are picky or peculiar about straps on your bags. So let's get started. I want to start off with a particular category of annoying straps, and that is straps that are supposedly shoulder straps, so you should be able to wear the bag over the shoulder with these straps, at least I think, but that are in my opinion just a bit too short. Now mind you, I'm somewhat of a bigger girl, so I'm about 1.70 m or 5'5", and I'm usually a size large, so it could be that on somebody else's frame a bag is perfectly fine, but with the bags I'm going to show you, I'm either finding that I cannot really wear them over the shoulder comfortably at all, or I can only do so if I'm not wearing anything bulky. So first up is the Cabata Tote from Louboutin. I love this bag. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's very special. It also, well, it's symmetrical, but on the bottom, wow, we actually got it on the right side this time. On the bottom it has this beautiful detailing. It's a very structured tote. The material is beautiful, but the straps on this are just a bit too short for me, especially because this is such a structured tote. I've been finding that wearing this on the shoulder is a possibility, but it's definitely not the most comfortable. The straps on this also tend to kind of go their own way, which is why I put a little connector on the straps here just to keep them together in storage, but also when I am wearing the bag. So yes, beautiful tote. I love it. Straps are, frankly, in my opinion, just not long enough, and they are also the only straps that you have on this bag. Second up is the Wandler Lin bag. Again, very gorgeous bag. Very interesting shape. In a lot of ways, quite a convenient bag. It has a back pocket, for example, but it's quite bulky when you look at it from the side. And combined with the strap length on this, I would have just liked the straps on this to be a tad longer. That would make it probably a lot more comfortable to wear. So one you can wear over the shoulder. Personally, in my opinion, just not very comfortable unless you move it back all of the way, which you could technically do because it's a fairly secure bag, but overall it's not my preferred way of wearing. So when I wear this, it's mostly just in the hand, crook of the arm, and I will only put it on the shoulder if I need to get it out of the way. Then third up is the Chloé Marcie bag. This was, I think, my first designer bag. I really love the way that it looks. I've done a video about this before where I've indicated that it's not a bag that I reach for a lot because it's a bit of an odd size for me. It's quite spacious, but it cannot really fit a laptop. Talking about the straps, we have to give this bag a little bit of a break because it actually does come with D-rings, so you can attach another strap to it. It does come with a crossbody strap, one that I personally find very thin, which I find a bit weird for a fairly big bag. But these handles, as beautiful as they are, they don't really fit nicely for me over the shoulder. So similar to the Wandler Lin bag, I prefer to wear this bag in the hand, crook of the arm, and only if I need to get it out of the way, I'll put it over the shoulder. I don't like wearing this with the crossbody strap because then the handles will have to go down and I think it looks a bit odd, so I'm not a fan of wearing it like that, but it does come with a crossbody strap. I really would have just liked the handles on this to be a tad longer so that they would have been a little bit more comfortable, but that might also have blown it out of proportion for this particular bag. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a break. And then finally in this category, nobody probably has this bag, or if you do have this bag, if you still have this bag, you probably will have had it for a very long time. It's the J.W. Anderson Pierce bag. This bag had its hot minute quite a number of years ago already, but it's a bag that has stolen my heart, so I only purchased it later on. But we're going to talk about straps. So as you can see, this comes with a very short strap. If I'm not wearing a sweater or a jacket, I can wear this over the shoulder, but it's really up there in my armpit and I don't really like that with my designer bags. As you can see, the strap on this bag is detachable, so I will usually exchange it for another strap if I'm wearing this bag. That is kind of a pity because I do actually think the strap goes very well with the bag. not surprisingly, because this is the strap that comes with the bag. And I already have it on the longest setting now. I don't know why they couldn't have made this just a bit longer, because I haven't really found myself using this bag with this strap at all. So on the one hand, not the end of the world. On the other hand, just a pity that this strap is not something that I actually use. Then next up, and perhaps a bit surprising, it's the Marc Jacobs the tote bag, but particularly in the medium size, formerly known as the small. It comes with these top handles, and these are perfectly fine. These are very comfortable to hold in the hand or wear over the crook of your arm. However, I consider this to be more of a work bag, so this is a bag that I will put a laptop in, for example, a water bottle, perhaps notebooks, files, some other stuff that might be a bit heavy. So having a crossbody option on this bag, which you do actually have, the D-rings are attached here on the side and also on this end over here. But there's two things I don't really like about that. So first of all, I feel like the connection points, as you can see over here, the D-ring is actually stitched on here with a fairly small piece of leather. And the sides of this bag are also not as thick in terms of leather as the back or the front is of this bag, which is why I have a lot more confidence in the top handles, because they are stitched all the way through on the front part and the back part of the bag, which feels very decent. So frankly, I don't have a lot of confidence, first of all, in the way that this has been constructed. Then the second thing I don't like is how thin this strap is. So because this strap is detachable, I've already exchanged it a couple of times for another strap, just a wider fabric strap. So if you're carrying a heavy bag, I think this thin strap is just not going to be very comfortable through the whole day. So even though I really like my Marc Jacobs the tote bags, I find this just a really odd design element for a bag that is very spacious. As you can see, it has quite a lot of depth to it. It easily fits a MacBook Air. It can really hold a lot. And to then be reliant construction wise on this thin strap, and I might be a bit negative, I might be underestimating how much weight this can actually hold for how long, and like in terms of longevity of this bag. Do let me know in the comments down below if you do load up this bag pretty heavily and make use of the crossbody strap rather than wearing it by the top handle. I pretty much end up not using this. Then I've zoomed in a little bit because this is a small bag. This is the A.P.C Grace in the mini size. I also have this in the regular size, but it's particularly the mini size on which the strap really annoys me. So the strap has pretty much all of the things that you don't want. It cannot be taken off, so the strap is not detachable. It is adjustable, but I have a number of issues with that. So it only has 2 adjustments. I actually punched in some additional holes because the second problem was that both the adjustments were pretty crappy for me. So again, perhaps that is related to my particular frame, but I could wear this on the shoulder on the shortest setting, but I personally don't really like wearing very small bags on the shoulder. Then I prefer to crossbody them. But then if I put it on the longer setting and wore it crossbody, it was still way too short. So I think I've added holes, like an additional 10 centimeters or so down the line for this bag, so that I could comfortably wear this crossbody also over a thicker coat or jacket. Now that I have it on a custom setting, I do really like this bag. I love the color of this bag. It is gorgeous, but because of all of this, it's not a bag I will typically recommend, and I also don't think I have done so when I made my video about this one. The strap I also find impossible to store. So there's too much strap to stuff it in the bag, and this strap is also really quite structured. So I think if you are going to stuff it in there, it is just going to crumble up and look horrible. So this is one of the bags that I actually hang, but because I have it on a very long setting and it is difficult to adjust. Oh, I also forgot to mention that if you do make adjustments, you're going to have creasing around these holes, so that's also not great. This bag is really gorgeous, but I wish they could have thought of something a bit more smarter when it comes to the strap. And I know that clasps probably wouldn't really look good on this bag, but I think by now there are also other mechanisms that you could use. I don't know, I'm not a designer, I don't have to come up with the answers here, but overall conclusion, cute bag, horrible design on the strap. Then I want to talk about the MCM Anna bag, sometimes also known as the Tracy bag. You can already see that I have stuffed the strap into this bag, and I have to say, in terms of the adjusting on this strap, there's nothing wrong with it because it just comes with this easy mechanism. But the D-rings for this bag are really hidden away here on the bag, and that's why I always leave the strap attached on this one, because I pretty much only wear it crossbody, and it's just really annoying to attach and detach. You have to fold these handles pretty much in a 90-degree angle, and I don't think that's going to look good on these handles in the longer run. So I can be pretty brief about that in that sense, but that's the thing that really annoys me about the strap on this bag. I just have such a hard time attaching and detaching it and having to fold the handles in positions that I don't really want to fold them for the longevity of the bag, that I just always keep them attached whenever I can. Then we have the DeMellier Lausanne bag. This is in the bigger size. There's also a mini size of this one. The strap has some perks, I have to be honest about that. So it's flexible, yet it doesn't feel flimsy. So in terms of comfort, it is totally there. But apart from that, it has just a bunch of downsides. The strap is not detachable, which for this model is perhaps not so much of an issue because the strap attaches to this piece of leather that you see over here. But it's not very easy to adjust because you have to force the leather off the strap over these studs. This is always a mechanism that I'm not really a fan of, and where on a lot of straps you pretty much just have to do it once. On this bag you will have to do it 4 times. You might be wondering, can you not adjust it on one end? Frankly, no, because the strap comes out from under the bag, and if you want to have this somewhat symmetrical, if you even like this at all, because I've heard that people don't enjoy these dangly bits, I've sort of embraced it as a design element. I do wish they would have constructed it as such so that these straps don't come out all that far, especially if you want to wear this as a shoulder bag. These dangly bits are going to be very, very long. I wear this as a crossbody bag, but again, on my frame, I felt that I needed to shorten the strap for me to have a more comfortable length, which means that these straps are now coming out to here. You also have to keep it in mind when you're storing it, that you fold the straps under the bag before you set it down. I think if you end up storing it like this, that might also end up in, well, the straps going in some weird directions. Not the worst strap, but definitely not the best, also because of this aesthetic aspect that I've already heard people don't always like all that much. Then we are down to the last 2, and the one before final I want to talk about is the Elleme Raisin bag. This bag comes with a top handle. It's pretty cute. You can also open up this ring. There's a clasp on the inside here, so you can open it up, and that makes this top handle ring a bit wider. However, that is not the strap that I'm annoyed by. This bag also comes with a strap. It attaches to the D-rings here on the side and over here. So also with this bag, it does have some positive aspects. The clasps swivel, which is nice, and the strap is detachable. It's also a nice and thick strap, but the thing I don't like is that it doesn't have any settings. And this is not something that I can wear crossbody. Then this bag would sit extremely high on me. So what I've done to make it crossbodyable is to work with some strap extenders, which looks okay-ish, but because this strap is so thick, you're never going to find extenders, of course, with the same level of thickness. So this is one of those bags that, once again, I end up just usually carrying in the hand because I don't like the strap that they have given me. It is what it is. And then last up, this cannot come as a surprise, I suppose, for everybody who knows that I have this bag. It is the Givenchy Antigona in the mini size. This bag is really gorgeous. I really do like it, but I never have worn the strap that comes with this. It is just such a pain. There's a few issues with this, so fortunately it is at least detachable, but this bag doesn't come with any regular clasp. There's this mechanism of this clasp sort of sliding into the D-ring, which means first of all that you have to neatly line it up, so just hooking your strap on your bag is not something that's going to work. People are complaining quite often that the strap can randomly come off because there's not actually anything that forces it to be in place. And the thing I personally found really annoying is that even though this strap appears to be adjustable. I have found no way of getting the leather over the stud over here without actually damaging the leather. So as far as I can tell, this is not a strap that is adjustable, and the way that this strap has come, it is again too short for me to wear crossbody, so I can only wear it over the shoulder. I also don't like the dangly bit that is now here. I just don't like the strap that this bag has come with. And I will usually either go for my Givenchy Pandora strap, which is in the same color but then only in a grained leather instead of box leather, or I'll just exchange it for a fabric strap altogether. But yeah, it's disappointing. I think they really could have done a better or smarter job on this particular strap. That's all that I wanted to complain about. Sorry if it was a lot of ranting and a lot of nagging on my bags. I really do like my bags. I do enjoy them. I'm pretty much okay with my straps not being the most practical straps, especially if they can be taken off the bag. I'm usually quite happy to just exchange them for something else, or I'm okay to accept them as a top handle or a crook of the arm style bag instead of wearing them on the shoulder. But it does make me wonder sometimes. I can imagine that practicality is not on the top of the list of a luxury designer house. I mean, it's not IKEA. Perhaps we also just don't care that much about practicality when it comes to designer bags. But I think at the end of the day, if I would need to downsize my collection, I would definitely look at the practicality of bags, and I would probably end up just keeping the most practical bags, and straps to me are a very big part of that, just as well as the closure, for example. So I think I'll do a different video about really practical bags and what I think of in terms of practicality, but today I just wanted to rant about straps. So I hope this was somewhat useful or otherwise entertaining. If you have any questions for me about these bags, feel free to drop them down below in the comments and I'll get back to you. Remember, for now, there's a styling, a situation, and a taste for everything, so don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. Until next time, or as we would say in Dutch, doei!